Hello. If you guys are, you know, back in, I know it's not like the holiday revolve anymore. We're pretty far into January now, So if you're back at school, back at work, um, good luck in your endeavor currently. Um, Today's topic is providing for self. A lot of people get this really big misconception about providing, and when I say this, I mean in like the generalized term. Um, the ability to provide for pretty much anyone or anything, or like this is like in my opinion, like the best way to provide for yourself so that you're less likely to like slip up, you know because you have, I guess, like this goes with like Maslow's hierarchy of needs. That's kind of what people base like providing off of. You need to provide for these current set of needs. You need your physiological needs met first, and then you need your psychological needs met second, like your safety, stuff like that. And then you need your social, like your relationship, stuff like that. And like what's after that? And then it's like something else, and then at the top you have like self self what is it, self acuity or something like that, where it's like like highest form of self, like you're doing things for you, you're not doing things for other people. Like you only need confidence is, and you only need your approval, you don't need anybody else's approval. It's like fully self-sufficient. You can get your emotional needs met from yourself. You can get all needs met from yourself whenever you're at like the top of hierarchical needs. But I feel like psychologically it makes sense whenever you're looking at it from like a diagnosing standpoint, where it's like these needs are met, then these needs are met, then these needs are met. But in the real world, like how I function and how a lot of other people function, that doesn't necessarily work. Like I feel like, especially now, since we have all of our physical all of our physical needs, met at such like we need, like, in order to have our physical needs met without us being bored. We need like some sort of stimulation to those physical needs. Like we need our food to taste good, and we need like we need there to be some sort of variety in the things that we eat, like, or else, like, it might cause you to not eat correctly, or like eat in like a harmful manner, stuff like that. Because I know it's very hard to like stick to things, like stick to the same process over and over and over again every single day, stuff like that. But like, in my distinction of providing, I feel like there's a lot to do with providing yourself certain like areas of comfortability. That's what I wanted to touch on with this video. Like, you need, like, these are some of the things that I need in order to continuously provide for myself. I know I need hobbies, especially. I recommend hobbies. I recommend things that like don't, things that you can create, not things that take, because like creative outlets, like music or art or drawing or poetry, anything like that, like writing, stuff like that. Like, I believe that I believe that is a form of providing for yourself. Because the more you create, the more you get better at, and the more you get better at, the more confidence you have within yourself. Like, it's not just like oh, I create, and then I create things that I don't like at first, and I'm gonna just quit because I can't create the things that I will like. That's a big like that's a big like that's a big thing in the back of people's heads. you know like, I don't like what I'm creating now. I might as well not continue with it and just not create anymore. Like, that's not a good thing to do. That's not something that upholsters you. It's only something that continues to push you down. Whenever you give up on things before, like, knowing the ins and the outs of them, like, that's not going to do anything for you. I enjoy being the master of none, because it's it gives you so many more options, and so many like pieces will connect in your head, where you're like, oh, this works for this thing, oh, this also works for this thing and for this thing. Like, it helps you, like, hobbies help you almost hit like a certain reflective, like, I like a reflective idea. like like they make you very, very, like, they make you they give you the ability to reflect, while you're doing them, while you're in that, like, calm state of creation. Because you're not creating for anyone or anything. You're just creating for yourself, because you enjoy doing it, because you want to do it. Like, I like making these videos because it's almost a sort of like documentation into things that I'm finding. I can go back and look at the videos that I've made, and I can continue to make more videos about, like, certain things that I find, because it's the art of creation. It's a hobby. It's something to do that if I can talk about, I can use my own lessons later on, or I can implement these lessons continuously. It's stuff that, like, sort of tracks, like, my progress at life. you know because I can look back years from now, and I can see this, and I can say, hey, like, I did that whenever I was in college, or I did that whenever I was in, at whatever point in my life. And I feel like that's something that boosts you. That's something that will allow you to raise yourself. It's not putting yourself on a pedestal. It's not, that's not from a narcissistic area. It's from an area of progression. It's from an area of, okay, I'm constantly working on myself. What works? What's working? What can I go back at and, like, distinctly remember myself saying about certain things, or like what can I like how can I make sure that I'm on the right path? How can I check myself? How can I do these things? And a lot of times you can do them by like sitting down, doing like making something, like putting effort into something that you care about, and you'll realize, like, okay, like, this like, I can create goals from this. I can have something that I like doing, and I can make it into something that brings people together. I did that with music for a certain period of time. Like, that's cool to see a community that you have a part in, that you actively build in, because that, like, it allows you to see yourself in a better light. If you view yourself negatively, or if you view yourself too high, it can bring you back down to where this is the here and now. It's like, having hobbies is an amazing, amazing way to give yourself, like, a foundation, to help yourself build that foundation of what you like doing, what you are actively becoming, like the person who you really are. Like that, like, those creative outlets are amazing for that. Another thing I would say helps, but it's more so in addition with like creativity is also like um like having a good social circle too. Like people who want to people who want to see you grow will show you that they want to see you grow. You know, and it's better to take a person's actions over their words. You know, because what people will do is they'll get people around them that say yes to everything. They're very like yes men, like yes, 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 let's do this, let's do this. You know, um, but they have no drive. You know, there's not a lot of like follow through. You know, but if you find the right people, like those people will want to continue and want to keep going, and like they'll want to make something of that idea. You know, of that possibility of becoming. You know, and people who people who don't, you know, maybe they're not in the right state to make that effort, you know, and you can't blame them for that. That's not a reason to dislike somebody, but it's something to recognize and to say, hey, like I'm at that time, I'm at that point in my life, you know, and making the distinction from, okay, well, this is what I'm gonna do, this is how I'm gonna try, and I'm gonna find people who also want to try, and if you're around, you're around. If you're not, then you're not. You know, like that. That's very important. Like that, making that distinction of like, okay, well, like now, like you know, I may not see this person because of this, this, and this, and you know, now the universe has pushed us in two different directions. You know, that's like, and recognizing that's not like a reason to that's not a reason to completely cut someone off, but it is a reason to realize that like it's a realization of like, well, now I'm going in a different direction, now I'm doing something differently, now I'm going in a different path, because whenever you're choosing your own life path, it's not about right or wrong. You know, it's about where you fit. It's about how you operate, how other people operate, and how you fit with those other people. You know, and the kind of other people that you operate with, and the kind of other people that you have balance with within yourself and within your career. You know, you like you can like people think that they can't do things. You know, people think that they can't be the person that they've always wanted to be, but if you have the right people around you, if you're in the right position yourself, where you're allowing those people around you, and you're not, you know, you're not staying in the same place where things have been kind of working, but you know you want more, go find out where you can get more. Like, it sounds simple, because whenever you look back and you see that you've done it and you've taken those steps and you found the right people, it felt like there was no drastic change. It was just like progression, you know, natural progression. And like, just don't lose that feeling, you know? Build that stability. Make that foundation, because if you make those right decisions, if you place yourself where you know, where you're able to grow, then it won't feel like a chore. It won't feel like a job. It'll just be like, okay, well, I'm keeping my head down. I'm working, and I got good people surrounding me. That's what it'll feel like, you know. So look for that, and you'll see yourself better. You'll see your life better. You'll make sure that, you know, you're getting out of this hole that you've perceived yourself to be in. You know, because a lot of people have that hole, and you know, I make this for the people who do. That's all I gotta say.